Look, it's bad out there. It is bad out there, I must say. It's not nice. But it feels like people are panicking. It feels like people are capitulating. It feels... I'm not going to say it's a bottom, because you know what happens to people who pick bottoms, but it just does feel like this is capitulation phase. But yet, when I look at the chart, this chart, it still hasn't broken through the trend, right? I mean,
nice chart, bro.
But has it broken through the trend or hasn't it? Have I missed something? Is my chart not drawn correctly?
No, it's on those levels now. So that trend is basically detecting the lower low in place. So we did not hit a lower low just yet. We hit similar to a double bottom right now. But right now, that trend's showing strength right now. We just got to see that buying volume, brother. And I think today it's important to just go through where's the market. Obviously, price is price right now, and charts are like, I think emotionally, we also got to look at where the world is right now. All the markets are down right now. This is a very extended emotion sort of move that's happening right now. People are very emotional with their sort of trading and their money right now. And I think we've got to take a step back and say, what's the market feeling right now? When has this happened before? And why is it important to understand where we're at right now? Just to sort of...
Do you know what I think? You know what the best thing to do on days like this is? The best thing to do on days like this is?
Play table tennis and keep busy.
It's basically, it is to do nothing. It's just to not, well, if you want to buy, but if you're not sure, then just don't do anything. So I think that what we should do is we should not do anything. What do you say?
Okay.
Click. Have you heard the news? What? With his finger on the pulse, it's like Sheldon knew. Click. When the sniper shoots, we got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. So enter the sniper, click. Time to be dedicated, sniper mode is activated. Explosions in the market are in target, and Sheldon demonstrates. Mirror on the wall, Master Sheldon tell us all. We got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. Enter the sniper, click. To the sniper. I love to know what to the sniper.
This is not a day to be laughing, Sheldon. This is not a day to be laughing. People are losing money, and I think we need to address what's going on. Should we be panicking? I hear a lot of people panicking. I see capitulation. I see big influencer accounts and investor accounts capitulating. People that were saying it's going to be okay now saying it, looking super horrible. Without picking on anybody in specific, in particular. Actually, one of the people that I really like in the space is
I agree with that comment. I see quite a bit of anger in the market too.
Yeah, so I mean, you're looking here, you see like, charts look bearish, guys. I think twice before YOLOing into dip. And Benjamin Khan's actually he's quite a calculated, level-headed guy. You know what I mean? So, and I've seen many of these accounts basically like panicking, capitulating. When I look at the markets, though, it doesn't look as scary as as people are making out. So, I mean, I'm looking at a few signs. The first thing is I'm looking at the US futures. Okay, the US 500 futures, which is the broad futures, is actually up 30 points. Well, not much. It's 0.66%, but it's up. The Dow Jones futures are up 1/3%. The US tech futures, if I looked at them earlier, they were up. I'm not sure where they are now. We can quickly look at the US tech futures that are up. So it does feel like, I don't know, it just feels, they're actually up 1%. The US tech futures are up 1%. And that is on the pre-market. it does feel like, I don't know, maybe in crypto is over panicking. Crypto's panicking too much. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel I'm sort of sitting back and I'm like, okay, the prices are going crazy in the market right now. Like everything's just so damn volatile, and why? And I'm sort of looking back to see, where's people's thoughts at right now and where's the majority's heads at right now, because it's the game that we're playing in right now. It's a motion game. So, I'm seeing a lot of anger, like I say, capitulation in that market. And, then it just reminds me to go back. We've got fear and greed that it's sitting, I think, at 20 or below 20 again. To back to extreme fear again in the market. There we can see it. It's at extreme fear, and that was obviously 10 hours ago.
It feels worse than last month. Like it says last month, it felt like it was 11. But when I look at crypto Twitter today, crypto Twitter feels more negative today than they felt a month ago. Maybe I just forgot what they felt like a month ago. But
I think they finally thought it was over. Like finally we're going to have a recovery run. You know what I mean? And now we're back to those levels again. And now everyone's like just super like double stab to the wound. You know what I mean? We finally got through a tough little breakout over the last 3 months. And, in a matter of 2 weeks, we came back there again. So I think that's why I got a very big feelings anger phase, because now people are like, really? Like we just started making momentum again.
You know what it is?
Now we're back. Yeah.
I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you what I think is happening and why it feels worse now. It feels worse now than it felt back then. Because in the previous cycle, or let me quickly go back here and I'll show you what I think happened. No, this is not funny. This is very serious.
No, I'm reading the comment.
So when we went down from here, when we went all the way down from here, we never got any bounces, right? So we never got a real bounce. So we went down from here, we went down from here, we went down from here. We didn't get it. We got like a bounce, hit the trend line, fake out bounce, garbage bounce, fake out bounce, garbage bounce, fake out garbage bounce. We never had a recovery bounce. Now this is a recovery bounce where a lot of people are thinking, damn, I got caught by this fake recovery. Right? Like I got caught by this recovery. I thought that we're going into the new cycle. I must tell you the way that I'm playing this is until we get a breakdown of this trend line, then my thesis is that we're still about to bounce or to do it. If we get a breakdown of this line, I may reevaluate. But for now, it feels to me like it would be more stupid to sell than to buy. It feels to me like definitely. The right thing to do is to be buying. The only thing is I'm out of cash.
Yeah, and I think I'm at that same point. I just feel like obviously the mentality of the markets, we're just repeating a motion cycle again. It's just there's no rush anymore right now. We had the phase last week where we needed to break out to the 50K region. It needed to happen quick. And now we came back to that range, and it's sort of showing that we're starting to range again, which means, no rush right now. I think the market is going to sit in a sort of phase, and the reason why I was asking the guys, and I'd love to see what the community are saying, is like, how are we feeling right now? You know what I mean? Like, it's very important to jump back to this, because I look at this chart, you know what I mean? And then I jump back to my chart, and I basically sort of printed out the exact same pattern that played out there. And it's, we had a capitulation zone, which I'm saying temporary for now.
This must be chart. This has to be chart of the day. I don't know what the chart of the day was. This is chart of the day for me.
Yeah, it's ignore price right now. Let's look where the whole segment is and where the emotion is right now, because it does. It repeats itself many times. It's done it already 3 times in the last year. And we look at that and we're like, okay, capitulation was a zone for us where we bounced off. We finally thought, there was a trend there as well that we broke. And you finally think, okay, it's like this is where we can have a relief bounce or this sort of zone. And we come straight back down to that zone again. And this is where people are really, really upset. They're sort of angry. And what usually happens after this is we sort of stay in this range for a little bit longer. Where, maybe a little push now, get us to 40, get that back again, just to really, really shake the market and then, to continue the sort of ride. But it's important for people to understand this and to look at this and to sort of read. Use Twitter not as a game just to get info, to also see where the market's at and where the normal mentality is sitting right now. And I look at that and I turn that into that. And I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? We had a euphoria stage of Bitcoin 69. We then had the second wave. We broke that trend. We then had the anxiety run, the denial, the panic. I think this whole area here is the whole panic area that's going on that happened. And now we're at that stage where, little fake outs, give a lot of hope, come back to that sort of zone. At least, I'm still pretty confident that this long downwards trend, something changed here. we weren't in that. That was a very aggressive downwards market where things were just not stopping. And this break of this trend and that little volume spike that you were speaking about, I still feel that something changed in the market. And what I mean by that, it can mean that we're in a sideways range now where we literally hover between 30 and 45 for a little while until the stock markets get their shit together. And because that's what's happening right now. Well, what's affecting everything right now is exactly what's happening with the stocks and all the news and shit that's going on right now. And I'm sort of ignoring that stuff now. I'm over it now. I was looking at the US 30. Everything's been showing quite a bit of weakness. We've been on a downwards trend now for a couple of days on majority on the market right now. And I'm sort of looking back to say, I don't care about the news anymore. I'm looking at emotional segments of where we're at. And I think it's an important, valuable lesson now that it's no rush right now, but you're still buying in the right areas and you're still loading up the right areas when it comes emotionally in the market. Picking the bottom right now, it's tough. We've been trying to guess, is the breakout? Is this? Is it going to happen? Is it going to that? The main thing is to zoom out and to look on a bigger scale of where we're at and where you're actually loading up in the emotional cycle, where you're getting into the market or where you're loading up on your bags. I think it's very important because a lot of people are going to give up in these areas, and they're the fish in the ocean, and the sharks are going to eat them up. It's quite.
Look, if history is anything to go by, when and if Russia invade, that would be a good buying opportunity. So again, this is all historical data. There's no guarantee it's going to be the same. But if you look at every single time that there's been an invasion, in the build up to the invasion, the prices have gone down quite a bit. And usually the invasion marks some kind of bottom. So you can see that over here. You can see in the Afghanistan campaign, there was a period from, I would say, maybe June until October where there was down. Then there was the invasion and the market recovered. Same thing happened in the Iraq war. There was a period from probably December until March when the invasion happened. Bang! It happened. It recovered. There was a slight one over here where you could see it went down. The invasion happened. Bang! It recovered. So I think even if it feels to me like the market has been, this Russia-Ukraine tensions have been going on since like November. So we've got a team in Ukraine. In fact, some of our team from Ukraine are actually here in South Africa. They ran away from the war. But you can see like it just feels like if you start selling now, you like the invasion, if it's going to happen, is imminent. So it means that you'd be selling somewhere here. Like if you were selling historically, you would have been selling somewhere here. Historically, it hasn't been a great time to be selling. That's not a good time to be selling. It's more a good time to be buying. Now, I know it doesn't feel right to buy now. It feels uncomfortable. It feels stupid, and
every time you buy it dips.
Every time you buy this,
and but I think it's time now to zoom out and to see, the areas that we're buying at. Like, is this the bottom? You know what I mean? It's a very tough question to sort of say. But is this the bottom phase? I would say yes. When it comes emotionally, like there has to be news to drop the market. There has to be these things. How else do you get buying opportunities? Shit has to happen in the world. And, those are the big times when there was shit in the world were always the best buying opportunities in the past as well. So, picking bottoms is not tough, but where you're loading up at these zones now for the bigger macro, the longer term view, I think it's such mass opportunity. And I think this is going to make a very big difference over the next few years.
You've heard of the
learning this
with dynamite. You've heard the sell of fishing in a barrel with dynamite, like throwing dynamite into a barrel to catch fish. That's how it is buying now. Like, and again, hey, Bitcoin may go down to 20,000. I don't think it's going to go there, but nothing's impossible. In fact, if you were a purist, like you get those purists, and those purists always believe that the lowest that you go in the next cycle is you go to the previous cycle top. So, you get those people that say
2017 high,
you're going to go back to the 2017 high. That would be the purists would say, hey, the lowest we're going to go now is back to 2017. I'm not a believer in that. In 2017, crypto wasn't even here, and now like crypto is here and it's taking over the world and there's NFTs and whatever else. So I think that's a garbage theory. But I think if you're buying now, your risk reward is so asymmetrical. Your risk reward of buying now is so asymmetrical. It's just a function of time. So if you're patient, doesn't matter what you buy now. I mean, it doesn't matter. Don't buy shitcoins. Buy stuff that's going to last the bear market, but it doesn't really matter because if you're patient, then that you're going to make money regardless. If you have a short time horizon, then that's a different discussion because we can carry on going down for a month, 2 months, 3 months.
The short-term trading is not right now. Like we just, you know what I mean? If we broke out here, then it was time to do it. But right now, it's not. This is a longer investment time. This is rebalancing, and all that comes with this exactly is the patience game where we can range. And think about it, right? You know, we went through the phases of where Bitcoin was 2017 zone. Like, we're just ranging a lot bigger. You know, look how we ranged in these areas over here. Like, we range, you know what I mean? You're looking at high percentage ranges here that Bitcoin is ranging at those times. Now we're doing the exact same thing. We're just doing it on a way bigger scale. Like, we're ranging, like we're literally ranging in a very, very massive range right now. But, you know, a big Swan event, possibility of that 20, like there has to be something that goes terribly wrong in the world for us to go to anywhere in those sort of levels. But where you're buying emotional now, very similar to this time over here, is the tricky phase. It's sort of where we're at now. We broke that downtrend. We're in the downwards phase. Now, where I'm looking at is obviously there was big walls between the 37, 39. There's more walls between 34, 36. There's more walls between 29 and 31. Like these are our big load up zones that we've seen reactions before. But at least, you know, where we're looking at emotionally now, it's repeating. Like, Rand, how many times have they done this? It's a winning recipe that they never need to change. It's the same recipe
I must say,
they repeat and they repeat and they repeat.
I must say, I saw this and I don't know, I was tempted to get Rudo on the show. But I mean, like, read this. I think we must get him on the show. So Bitcoin has one last bullish buy zone for me. If lost, I'm selling my long terms to have more cash to buy the crypto winter. This is based on the idea that 34.5 is where institutional buyers would protect their 29K buys. Follow the money, not the hype. And he even goes further. He says, today's stream will discuss the long terms and our exit strategy. You think they are cheap now. You don't want to see what a winter can do to them. Don't FOMO into fear. We have time. When I read that, I'm like, okay, capitulation. Like, I'm seeing capitulation. To me, that was the basic.
Yeah, it's no, of course, it's you know what I mean? Like, the market's already down 70-80%. We're gonna go and, you know what I mean, fear out now. Like, I'm not a fish, brother. I don't know about you, but I'm not a fish. Like,
yeah, I'm holding on. Look,
my portfolio I'm not a fish.
My portfolio is 80% in quality at the moment. I have got 20% garbage in my portfolio, which I haven't sold, can't sell, tokens are locked up, etc. But my portfolio is 80% right now in good stuff. And, you know, things like Luna, Arweave, Solana, Avalanche, Trader Joe, Astroport, Tornado Cash, Phantom. Like, okay, cool. So it's going to go down. It's going to go down. We'll be back. We'll be back next episode.
Yeah, and for now, we're obviously still showing, you know, we just want to see the big buying interest. And I think if the stock market just calms down a bit now and we get a little bit of a bounce at the stock market, we're going to get a strong bounce out of the crypto
But that's what I'm trying to explain to you. The stock market's not scared. Like, dude, the US stock market is not scared. The US stock market looks fine. It's up 0.6%. Like, cool. Nothing wrong. I think maybe Europe is down. I'll check now. Let me just quickly call up all the European indices. Let's quickly look at the European indices. Yeah, so I think that let me quickly just get some European indices for us, major indices. Let's look at what the European, probably I imagine that the European indices are probably taking a hit. Yeah, so you can see most European indices are down between 0.5% and 0.5%. So even Europe is like pretty chilled. The only one that's down is the Russian stock exchange. And that's because Putin, last night, sneaky guy, sneaky motherfucker. No wonder no one trusts him. I mean, he's a sneaky motherfucker. No wonder no one trusts him. So what he did was, there are two areas in Ukraine, but he recognized those areas as independent states, so not actually part of Ukraine, and then moved his troops in. So look, I'm actually not moving into Ukraine because first he recognized them as independent states, and then he basically sent his troops in. So look, I'm not, because I recognize them as independent states, then I'm actually not going into Ukraine because I don't believe that these are states. These are independent states. So that's what happened last night. Smart guy, okay. Smart guy, shrewd.
Yeah. No, very, very clever. And I think there's, are they buying the dips? Do you think they just needed it cheaper? I got a feeling. I got a feeling, brother. You don't know what's going on in the world right now. So what I'm looking at now, guys, is obviously for as long as we hold this trend, I think we're in a range sort of zone now. I think, to see this, I wouldn't be surprised, even for possible another, 2-3 weeks. And then possibly we can start looking at the sort of, breakout sort of income. But I think right now, because we're at that fearful stage, they don't rush. And that's one thing why whales and big guys make so much money in this market, is because they don't rush. They don't panic to anything. They don't rush into anything. They don't that. And they're sort of waiting to see the interest of where we're looking at now. So, at any time for me to say that we can make it to the 50K zone is still that 46 zone. And for now, I'm basically looking at this as the range for now. We've got the low 30s as the bottom range. And we've got the 45, 46K as the top range. And we can literally range in there for a little while. And, maybe this becomes then a possible build up for the next move. But right now, the market's uncertain. We've had quite a bit of damage, and it takes a little bit of time for this to sort of recover at these zones. So if that's the bottom for now, we do want to see a rally to get us back to the early 40,000s. And then we'll obviously see. We get rejected at there, very possible to the downward side. So now we've got all RSIs reset. We do have the daily, the 12-hour, the 8-hour, all the RSIs are reset. We've just been waiting for a bit of buying power. I've seen a little bit in the 1 hour over the last, 8 hours to 10 hours of buying power on Bitcoin. We just want to see that little bit of a really spring bounce, just to get us back to that sort of zones and sort of calm the nerves a little bit. But no rush time, brother. As long as we know we are buying the right time of this market emotionally. I think this is so important. Like, everyone's got to print this and put it on your damn wall. You're buying in panic stage. You're buying in a fearful stage. Go for it.
As a very recent sniper, like I'm not a sniper. I'm a sniper in training, right? So as a recent sniper in training, I'm such a recent sniper, I can't even get the chart right. I want to look at the chart. I want you to tell me if I've missed anything here. So hold on, let me quickly call up my chart. As a sniper in training, do you think that I missed with my trend line over here? Am I missing a trick here? Like, the way I see it, what you've told me is, as long as you're in trend, you've got nothing to worry about. When the trend breaks, worry.
Yeah,
have I missed
that
anything?
100%. Right now, we still smashed the higher high. We still have the higher low. Like, RSIs are reset. We just need the whole market. We need the stock market. We just need a little bit of good news, or we just need something to just, we can get back in now, because everyone just panics out as soon as they hear something. Like, they literally get buying. Like, we had some bounces yesterday or the last 2 days, and then Putin will come on and put some news, and then it will drop again. And then
So
as soon as we get somewhere,
if it does this and it goes down to 34,000, then do I worry?
If we close, I wouldn't say worry. We're in the wrong phase to panic out of the market. Like, for me to panic out of this market anywhere at these levels is just sort of thing. But we would be looking at different strategies together, and we'll be talking to.
Okay, so the trend is your friend until it's not your friend. Can we agree that let's just keep the trend as a friend, and if it becomes not our friend, then we'll do another live stream. So right now the trend is still your friend. We still have friends. But then if the trend is not our friend, then we'll jump on a live stream together, and we'll say, look, the problem is that our trend that was our friend is no longer our friend. Now we need to come up with a different strategy.
Yeah, and I think just mentality for the whole community out there is, you need to go look at these good fundamental coins, strategize what your portfolio needs to look like, don't rush, and to be clever on the emotion cycle where you're loading up on these things. In the next year, these things can be worth a ton of money. Like, you're buying at the right time, you're understanding when you want to be. Fear in the streets, blood in the streets is the best buying opportunity you'll find in your life. But we're also in a phase where it's not a rush. It's not a race to the top right now. Smart buyers don't rush into the market.
Let's do this. Show me Bitcoin dominance, and then we've got 5 minutes left. Let's do some questions from the community. The chat is super fast, so we'll try and get to super chats first. I think it just makes it a whole lot easier.
So dominance is good, brother. We're still on the other side of the trend. So this is showing exactly what the Bitcoin chart is showing. Is when we get a solid bounce out of Bitcoin, we're going to have a dominance pullback, and the alts are the ones that bled. So right now, markets go down, dominance is going up, alts are bleeding more than Bitcoin. Markets pump, and we have greenness in the market, the altcoins are going to well outperform Bitcoin right now. So this was one positive thing that happened in the week, is we did slow down the momentum of the dominance, which is a good sign when it comes to recovery and all of that. The only thing is, I have the USDT dominance, which is it's spiking as shit. That's why that was very important. We didn't want that higher low. And now we made the higher high point. We do know there's some point, but this is still the big line that we want to break in within the next few weeks. And yeah, so let's see how it goes, brother.
Let's do this. All right, let's do some Q&A. We've got like 5 minutes with the community. I know everyone's today scared, nervous, worried. Yeah, Q&A.
I think we are going to do it in this week, right? Yeah, I think in this week we should do a call-in on the earlier show. Later on in the week, I think we should to jump through a few things. I think it creates beautiful questions, beautiful scenarios.
Well, let's just do it on Friday. Let's just do it on Friday. Look, we are getting a short-term bounce now. Bitcoin now almost at 38,000. Hey? I don't know if you're watching. If you guys aren't watching, Bitcoin now having a live bounce on the show, 37.7.
Look at this market. Look how these altcoins, they rally quite quickly when
nothing to worry about. I mean, nothing to worry about. Anyway, Q&A in the chat. If anybody wants to ask anything, let's go. We'll do them in the chat. Super chats will go first, just because this chat moves at the speed of light. Let's see who is here first. Someone says, "Yeah, I've got no money, but I've got conviction." I said, "Conviction can't pay the rent, my friend."
But it will in the future. I also had no money and conviction, and a lot changed for me. I promise.
We got Scooby. Your request shall be answered just as soon as I can find the file. There it is. If any of our viewers know what that prayer means, if any of our viewers are from wherever those people are from, I have no idea where they're from. Why don't you just tell us what that prayer actually means? I hope it really means good stuff. All right, let's see. Are there any other questions we have here? Tejari says, "What about Metis?" I don't know. Call Vitalik's mom; she'll tell you.
Yeah, not really much.
Someone says, check the S&P 500 daily chart. Check out the S&P 500 daily chart.
Okay.
Don't touch the comments. Someone's asking, well, Sheldon's going to look at that chart. As investors, we don't sell, even if we break support. That's true. I'm not selling my Bitcoin. I'm not selling my Solana. I'm not selling my Avalanche. I'm not selling any of that. All I'm saying is if it does break support, then we may brace ourselves for a much longer winter than I thought we were kind of getting out of winter.
It just means you need more patience, and we need to, it's going to be a longer journey. So that's S&P.
Sheldon, do you still believe in Wayu? Someone's asking. Says, do you still believe in Wayu?
I still have all my Wayu, and I'm a long-term holding on that. I still have all of them. Yeah,
but small altcoins are going to take a long time to recover. Next one, guys. Is Rudo right? Someone's asking me, is Rudo right? No, Rudo's not right. Easy answer. Rudo's not right. Okay, Sheldon, tell us what the S&P the daily chart on the S&P says.
Yeah, we obviously broke trend and we retested quite strong. So we want to see what the USDT dominance did, and we want to obviously have the next high low so we can get a higher high and hopefully start to recover. So, the whole market, everything's been in a downtrend right now. It's just about, do we go to serious levels, which I don't think there's enough, real massive fundamentals behind it. But, we need a reversal, and it has to come from the stock markets. The stock market, what's nice about this is a little move here will rip the stock market, the crypto market to the upward side. Like the crypto market pumps when the stuff turns all of that. So we're keeping an eye right now, and we'll have more updates as we go.
Okay, someone says check Elon Musk Twitter because there's apparently a tweet about H-bar. Let's have a look here. I don't see a tweet about H-bar, but I might not see it all. Okay, I don't see the tweet, but if you can see it, let me know. Then DOT, have not heard you guys discuss it recently. I think it is a good buy. I think Cardano is also a good buy. People are asking about Cardano. I think Cardano is a good buy. I think
I've been adding tons of those to the portfolio. Yeah, but they're cheap. Like if you look at a way higher time frame scale and where you're buying, like I feel they're all cheap right now.
All right, we're done in time. We'll see you guys later. We'll see you guys in 3 hours or 4 hours, 9 a.m. EST. We'll see you there. Big show. We're going to update you on a major update in the Russia-Ukraine situation. Also, maybe I'm going to get Rudo on and find out whether it's actually time to sell everything and buy Bitcoin.
Just let me know what you're selling. I'll buy it. Cool, brother.
See you guys later. Until then, trade well, my friends.